Hey, what's up and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today I have a brand new film to talk to you guys about coming out of Gravitas Ventures on October 19th. This is Dashcam. Dashcam is ultimately a story about an editor that works at a news station that comes across damning evidence that proves a local conspiracy revolving around a political assassination. And the deeper he investigates the truth behind what should be a typical traffic stop turned deadly shooting, the more he discovers his own actions have repercussions and that there may be those watching from a distance. I love a good psychological thriller, even more so if they can approach the subgenre of desktop horror in a way that's new and different. And the way they did it with Dashcam was interesting because it was like 75% desktop horror while it was 25% shot like a normal movie. And it looks great, both in terms of what's going on in this man's computer as well as everything else, which is such a refreshing shock because you know that this film probably didn't have the biggest budget in the world. Yet for the directorial debut of writer-director Christian Nilsson, he navigates the world in this film with ease and expertise. I personally connected to this film as both a video editor and a behind-the-scenes guy at a news station, which is where I work at what I refer as my day job. Basically, the guy in this movie is me. One thing I absolutely respected about this film was that everything he did on the computer was realistic. He edited videos on Adobe Premiere Pro. He edited sound-specific files on Adobe Audition. I've always complained when a movie would use something like Finder Spider instead of Google. I find that stupid. And I just know those same films would use something stupid like Video Editor Pro or something in this movie. And if you're a serious news station, you are going to be using top-of-the-line software. And it's great to see the real Premiere Pro in this movie. Maybe that's just the nerd in me speaking, but my job at the news station, that also uses Premiere Pro. So because I'm familiar with the software, I know the way he's using it is very realistic, and I connected with that. Maybe not everybody will, I don't know, but I definitely appreciated that anyway. Also, he's given bits and pieces of evidence that he pieces together like a digital jigsaw puzzle, starting off with a video with no sound, and then he finds just sound alone. And then there's multiple angles of the same scene, images, etc. found in a compressed zip file that he uses throughout the film to piece together a bigger picture. And even then, I also appreciated that the answer as to what's truly happening is all still a theory. A really convincing conspiracy theory that clearly takes a few nods from the JFK conspiracy, but a conspiracy nonetheless. One that allows for a devil's advocate explanation as to what's going on, which means the audience at home gets to choose for themselves as to what's really going on a majority of the film. Now, it's not a perfect movie by any means. It's clearly inspired by people forced to work from home in situations where it was probably easier to work at an actual news station. So it's in part a film affected by COVID. Not as much as other films have been in the past, but obviously you have a character working from home, calling people on video chat and whatever, which, you know. My main concern for this film actually comes down to the MacGuffin. Being a conspiracy, you have all these government agencies and stuff allegedly going after this guy because he has evidence of something that they don't want to get out into the open. And that evidence, you never really know what it is, nor why it's important enough to kill him over. Maybe that was partially the point, but I like big pictures. I like explanations. I don't like conspiracies just for the conspiracy's sake. But at the end of the day, that's honestly the only negative that I have to say about this movie. Let's go ahead and talk about my final score for a second. From an unbiased, technical perspective, I really liked what they were doing behind the scenes as far as recording this desktop. It looked very, very real as far as what you would normally see on a computer screen. Adobe Premiere Pro and Audition are just the beginning. There's a lot more that's going on in this guy's computer that I related to, and I believed 100%. I think they actually did just record a screen, and I love that. But it's also an imperfect film at the end of the day because the narrative doesn't have the best resolution. I'll just say that. This score is 68%. As far as what I thought about the movie in general, my bias score, I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with this movie, actually. Once I turned it on, I couldn't stop it, so I found it to be incredibly engaging. It might not be the most original story in the world, but I liked this character. I liked that he worked at a news station because I worked at a news station. I liked that he was a video editor because I'm a video editor. So I was able to relate in that level. I can see that it's not a perfect film, but I can relate with it. So my bias score is 76%, and when we combine the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 72%. 72 out of 100 possible stars. Guys, have you seen Dashcam? And if you have, I want to hear your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. As for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need a movie.